What is going on, Peace Nation, man? I'm actually real quick and then heading right back to the house since I got a little bit of free time. So if you guys are just tuning in, give me a thumbs up, you know. Let me know that you guys are in here. Also comment, let me know how it sound. Does the quality sound pretty good? Blase, blase, blah. You already know the deal. So welcome. You guys read the title right. Salary, percentage, or let's talk about it. So I'm gonna wait for y'all to get in here, do y'all thing. I know it's summertime and I also know it's late. So I know some of you guys are probably out partying since it's Saturday. So if you guys are in here, give me a thumbs up. Also comment, let me know whether or not y'all can hear me, see me. Everything sounds copacetic. Welcome to the building. I got one viewer. What's happening? I know it's been a minute since I've been dropping videos and stuff, but I got a little bit of free time, so I figured I'll sit here and do a live stream with you guys today. So if you guys are just tuning in, let me know how I sound. Do I sound choppy and screwy? Do I sound screwed up? Like what do I sound like? You give me a thumbs up if y'all don't mind. But today we're talking about percentage, salary, cents per mile. What do y'all think is best basically for company drivers? So if y'all just tuning in, let me know. I'm gonna give it a few seconds. And I got a new thing I want to say. If you guys catching this on the replay and stuff, because I'm not taking it down or anything like that, but basically what I'm saying is you guys are not just rocking with the rest, y'all rocking with the best over here at Truck the Truth. So if y'all ain't rocking with the rest, then that means y'all rocking with the best over here. This is Truck the Truth. So I want to talk about percentage, salary, cost per mile. Just waiting for some people to get in here. Let me know how I'm sounding. Do I sound good? Is the quality at least decent? Y'all making out what I'm saying? Can y'all see me move? I don't want to start freestyling for y'all. The last time I did that, everybody was digging it. So yeah, but this is what I want to talk about. And I kind of want to make it quick at the same time. So I ain't gonna front. So anyway, let's talk about it. I'm blurry, but can you still make out what I'm saying though? Cause that's really the thing. I know, am I like really bad, or can y'all like make out what I'm saying? Cause on my end it looks like it's doing pretty good, but I don't know what it's like on y'all's end. You know what? And if it's too bad, I could cut it and try it again tomorrow. But so Tracy's in the building. But can you guys hear what I'm saying? That's the big thing. Can y'all hear me? At all? Can y'all hear me? So I'm blurry. Alright, so we can hear good. Sorry that I'm blurry though. Sorry that I'm blurry. Tracy, welcome to the building. Nomad Trucker, welcome to the building. It's Truck the Truth. I am your boy Aaron. Y'all could have been rocking with the rest, but over here, y'all gonna be rocking with the best. Welcome. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I want to talk for everyone who's in here right now. I want to talk a little bit, and I'll probably do it again in an hour, okay? So that way y'all can see me better, and y'all can invite more people into the conversation. I want to talk about salary, okay? And I want to talk about percentage, and I also want to talk about cents per mile. Now, as a business owner, and you're hiring drivers, especially like when you're new to this game and you're new to hiring drivers, should be like things that you need to outweigh for the longevity of your business. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the questions that I've asked myself and the questions that I've asked in even now after my first driver is, should I pay percentage? Should I pay salary to a driver that we hire over here at A&S, or should I pay him cents per mile? Now, in my business, we prefer paying our drivers cents per mile, as well as, and also more than that. So I'm gonna break down basically how I pay my driver, and I'm also going to give you guys my driver's numbers for the last 2 weeks. Now, he just started. He just got his second paycheck today, and believe it or not, you guys won't believe the numbers when I tell it to you. So either I can show y'all his pay stub later on. Just got to make sure I don't put his name out there and stuff. But I just want to talk about the difference in thinking and difference in business between me and some other people out there that's just starting out. Now, I could pay driver's salaries, okay? Anyone can pay driver's salaries, okay? But the problem that I see, and this is just me, and if you guys agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, because I would like to have an open discussion about it, you know. But to me, when you pay a driver that you hired to come work for you salary, you know, you basically putting a limit on what that driver can make, okay? So if the driver only drives 1,000 miles and he's making $1,100, you know, that's good for the driver. He didn't have to work that hard for that 1,000. To me, in my opinion, that is good. But if you're also pushing your drivers to drive 2,500 miles, 3,000 miles, 3,400 miles, in some cases 3,600 miles, that $1,100 doesn't, to me, it doesn't sound feasible to pay my drivers that. And I'm not talking about any added incentives that may go with that, but just for me paying a driver's salary, I feel like it just limits what the driver can make. It limits what the driver can bring home. It limits what he or she can do at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? Percentage, I thought awful a lot about paying my driver's percentage, and I think if I pay my driver's percentage, they'll make out good. But there's a few things that I don't know. Should I pay the driver percentage of what the truck grosses? You know, you understand what I'm saying? So if I say, hey, you know what, you're going to make 30% of whatever the truck grosses, and let's say I have a week where the truck grosses basically a $6,000 week, I got to pay the driver at least 30% of that. You understand what I'm saying? And 30% of 6,000, if my math might be a little off because I don't have a calculator right now, because I got my iPad at the house, and I also got my GPS at the house. But I think it's roughly around $1,500, $1,600. You know, but also I gotta pay expenses out of that. I gotta pay, you know, for the truck. I gotta pay for the fuel. I gotta pay the percentage that I also owe the carrier at the end of the week that I'm leased on to. So would percentage be a good thing for a company driver? Opinion, starting off and you're just growing, you know, I don't think percentage is feasible. I don't think percentage is economically right as a business who's only owns less than 10 trucks. Okay, because for the simple fact is that you still have costs. You still, and the more you grow, the higher overhead that you have, and you still have to make money and stuff. So, Tracy Taylor said stuff. I would prefer to get paid by the miles, and that's what I want to talk about next. Is, getting paid by the miles. Now, what are you guys' thoughts on paying a company driver percentage? Especially being a new company or being a small company. How would y'all feel about paying your drivers if you had any percentage? What about, and then salary? I mean, the, there is some pros to salary. Don't get me wrong. Salary, whether or not you drove, 1,000 miles or 3,000 miles, like, you're making the same, whether or not your truck breaks down or you go through some other, BS while out on the road as a driver. You're still making the same. You're still making out the same. So to me, that is a pro, but it's also a con because, like I said, especially when you're driving the miles, you know what I'm saying? So Nomad Trucker says maybe the oil field percentage is good, or even local work, but not OTR. I honestly agree with that. Skinny Wild is in the building. What's happening, Skinny? What's going on, man? So percentage is probably better for, I want to say, like a regional driver, or even less than a regional driver, that like local. Percentage is good. Sometimes it's even good to pay. I seen some companies, actually one company I used to work for, their local drivers, they'll pay them a flat rate on certain lanes. Where they'll go, or a driver might drive 350 miles to go round trip, and that's all they do in a day. But they'll pay that driver X amount of dollars to pick up one trailer, and then X amount of dollars to pick up another trailer to come back with. And at the end of the week, that local driver is still making $600-700 a week or more being local. But even that, I still feel like the flat rate even is just like the salary. It adds limits to it. But OTR, I don't see where a percentage might be feasible, especially if you're a baby company like what I am right now. Salary, I definitely don't think it's feasible unless you're a part-time driver. I'll say that again. If you are like a part-time driver, you're only driving on the weekends, or you're driving, maybe 3 days out of the week. If you're a part-time driver, and believe it or not, there is some part-time drivers out there, in case anyone was wondering. I didn't believe it, but I ran into a couple of them a couple weekends ago. Maybe salary might be good in an aspect like that. You know what I'm saying? Where the truck driver is part-time, but the truck is rolling full-time. You could afford paying that driver X amount of dollars per week, regardless. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, here's why I decided to pay miles versus percentage or salary. Okay? Now, for those that's been rocking with me for a while, you guys know my rates. I start my solos off at 52 cents a mile. David Miller in the building. What's happening? I pay my solos. I start them off at 52 cents a mile, and I'm starting my teams off at 60 cents a mile. Okay, now I don't want to talk about the bonuses. The bonuses is a whole nother subject. I want to talk about the miles. Okay, listen to the miles. I think drivers who's running and getting paid per mile, okay, even a local driver, in a lot of cases, especially if they're on drive-in, I wouldn't pay a local driver with a flatbed. I wouldn't pay them by the mile if they're local. I wouldn't do that. I would either, again, salary or even percentage, most likely percentage, because they're going to make more. Okay, for me, it costs me more money to pay a driver per mile. So if it's costing me more to pay a driver per mile, that means that the driver at the end of the day is making more. Okay, now this was my driver's numbers for the last 2 weeks. And remind you, he's started, and we kind of had a rough start. Just me being honest, we had a rough start. Now, I'm gonna give you his first week numbers, okay? Because his first week, all he did was pick up the truck that I bought 70 miles away from his house and drove it to Chicago. He drove 754 miles, 754 miles, and he made $500. Now, if you get out your calculators and stuff like that, and you put in 754 and you multiply that by 0.52, you're going to sit here and see that I paid my driver way too much, okay, on that. Now, when he picked the truck up, he didn't pick up no load. I did not make no money off of that 754 miles, just me being honest, okay? So I didn't make no money off of him, but yet he walked away with a $500 paycheck, his first check, one run, okay? Now, he's supposed to walk home with $392.08, which, if you really think about it, at 52 cents a mile, 754 miles, that is not a bad number. That is not a bad number. And then, just in case everyone wanted to know, I do pay $10.99. I don't do W-2s, not yet, okay? I'm getting set up for that, not yet. It's a process, okay? But I do pay $10.99, and in my case, I think $10.99 is the better way to go, because I don't just want to hire drivers to hire drivers. I want to hire drivers that also wants to become owner-operators, especially in the beginning, so that way I can offer mentorship, get them started off right. So now you guys are understanding why I am paying $10.99. I am not going to sit here and let people unknowingly or willingly, at least on my part, to get in trouble with the IRS. That's the whole reason why I'm in business, and I have to figure out, stuff to do. So I pay him 52 cents a mile. He drove 754 miles, and if you pull out your calculator, for him to walk away with $500 in his pocket, I basically paid him 78 cents a mile to drive that truck by himself. You know what I'm saying? That was his first week's numbers. Now, it cost me a lot. When you really think about it, it cost me not just the money that I put down on the truck. It also cost me a little bit more for the insurance to put on the truck to get him the bobtail back. And then it also cost me $500 in fuel and basically $500 to pay him. That's a lot of money that it cost me, that I had to come out of my pocket for. I have no problem with that. And if you're watching this video, understand, dude, I definitely appreciate the job that you're doing. Okay, so I don't know if he's watching or not, but he might be. Okay, but I will interview him. Okay, in probably about another 3-4 weeks. Because I want him to get in with us. I want him to sit down. I want him to used to how I work over here, and then I want him to be able to tell you guys, if he wants to, still wants to, to basically see how ANS is treating our drivers over here. But the reason why I'm paying cents per mile, because it costs me more. Okay, now the thing is, you get what you buy, you get what you pay for. Okay, I want the best. Okay, and I'm willing to pay the best. At the end of the day, I'm willing to pay the best. If you guys are on my Instagram and stuff like that, you guys know about the job that I'm talking about. And I believe paying cents per mile, in my opinion, especially when you're dealing with basically condom cents per mile, as long as they ain't got no headaches, and putting them in a decent truck, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna give me the best. So I'm paying more basically for them. So what are your guys' opinion on it? Okay, his second week, which was, he just got paid today, he only drove 1,665 miles. 1,665 miles. Now, I'm also going to remind you that this week, for me, bring home has not really been as prosperous, but I didn't lose no money. I actually profited, but I didn't profit what I wanted. But I'm explaining his week. Most of those miles, the 1,665 miles, over half of those miles has been empty miles. Now, Again, I remind you, I've paid him 52 cents a mile. Now, I want you guys to kind of take a guess on what he walked away with today as far as the paycheck. You know what I'm saying? I really want y'all to basically think what he brought in. And I will tell you right now, don't use your calculators. Don't use the math. Don't do it. I paid him 52 cents a mile, but ask me what I paid him today to run 1,665 miles, most of which were empty. Over half was empty. So I'm a Skinny Wild said 650. I got any other guesses? Do y'all think Skinny Wild is right? Nomad Trucker, do you have an answer? Nomad said 865. All right. Tracy said 1100. Tracy Taylor said 1100. All right, so we got three people. We got 650, we got 865, and we got 1100. I'm gonna give y'all right there. Only one out of all three of y'all are right, and I got to give that to Tracy. Tracy is right on that one. All right, he walked away with $1,100 in his pocket today. I gave him basically $250 some as a bonus, a little over that. You know, because again, and I made a gross 4,500 on his truck. He started out on a Tuesday. He's not on a flatbed yet. I'm going to move him to flatbed here in July. His 90-day mark. Okay, so I grossed 4,500. He had a late start in the week, and most of his loads. Let me say it again. Most of his loads were empty. Most of his miles were empty miles. Over half of it. Okay, so, and he still walked away with $1,100. Okay, just in the 2 weeks, he made $1,600. Okay, so he made $1,100 bring home. He made $500 bring home. So, understand why I'm doing that? You know, it's the driver that we hired. I mean, he's phenomenal. I don't have to call him, and this is just starting out, and it could change tomorrow. But I'm just being honest. I don't have to call him to be like, yo, where are you at? What you doing? I don't have to check up on him. I don't have to do nothing. All I have to do is give him the load. He keeps running, or the dispatcher that I actually work closely with gives him the load, and he does it. Like, that's fine. When it comes into turning paperwork in and stuff like that, I did not have to ask him any questions. So he's really on top of his game. So the $1,100 that he brought home today, the $500 that he brought home last week, he more than earns it. You understand? So, and as far as if you guys are wondering if he minds if I put out his numbers or anything like that, I already talked to him about doing that. He said he was cool. He just did not want, he just doesn't want me to say his name, really. Y'all understand? So, not yet. So, but he does want to do an interview with me, but I want to wait until he's been with me for a while, and then, you know, he's got his feet in, and he's got a little bit more experience in working with me and my wife and the carriers that I'm used to, as well as seeing how things go. And that should be expected. I don't want to bring him to you guys right now, give him an interview, and he tells y'all everything now he's happy. That can all change tomorrow. That can all change a year from now. So I would like to interview him. You know, like I said, at his first, I would like to interview him at his first 6 months or at his 90-day, and then maybe interview him for his first year. You know, like I said, I want to be transparent to you guys as much as possible. You know, so he is cool with me giving his stuff like that anyway. So, yeah, but here's why. Here again, it cost a lot technically to pay him. It cost me more. I made a profit on his truck. You know, almost $1,000, and I took some in my other one to basically make that happen for him. So this week I just truck because of how crazy this week has been. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So, but it's just true. just true. So at the same time, crappy driver, you're going to give the best. I want crappy drivers at the end of the day. I want the best of the best. So that's why I feel like that is the best thing I could do. All right, you got Lou Hawk in the building. Gotcha. Damn, young buck, pick up the pace, son. I'm gone. So that's basically what I want to talk about. What are your guys's stance on it? Like, if you was the hired driver, what would y'all do? Would y'all be percentage? Would y'all be miles? Would y'all also be salary? What would y'all do? Think about some of the pros and cons. He said, damn, pick up the paper. Should add in some music in this bitch or something. Shit. But over here, I feel like that's what I'm going to do. For my drivers, I'm going to go way out of my way to make sure that they're good. Because I understand what they're worth, and I always want to try to double that. You know what I'm saying? So basically this week, my driver made 66, 67 cents a mile. Last week, he walked away with 78 cents a mile. This next week, I can't wait to do his numbers because, again, I'm going to go over what I'm supposed to pay. You know, and again, it's all good. He's doing great for this week. So, let's move out. So, other than that, what are your guys' thoughts and feelings on salary or cents per mile? How would you guys pay your job? I just want to know what you guys would do in this aspect. Anyone got questions? Business questions? Other than that, I mean, let everyone know, hey, I'm also hiring teams, 60 cents per mile, $10,000 sign-on bonus. Everything split down the middle, except for the cost of the truck. That's my job. But as far as like paying the teams, $10,000 sign on, 60 cents a mile, where the wife is boss. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I'm paying my drivers right now, and I prefer paying them cents per mile because at the end of the day, I think they're walking away with more in their pocket. Whether they're W-2 or 1099, they're walking away with more. And then me as a business owner or whatever, if I could afford, if I can pay more, I'm going to pay more. You know, so that way that they know that they're going to be well taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know what you guys think is, or what your guys' thought is right now on that type of setup. So let me know. Nomad, hey, I feel Nomad. I want to do percentage. Maybe I'll do percentage on local work and also do percentage on the oil field. I share that same fundamental belief on that. But if you're over the road, in my opinion, I feel like cents per mile is the best way to go. But I would like to hear what other people think. Tracy said salary is not enough. What would be a salary reasonable for you guys to go salary, especially if you're over the road? I guess that's a good question right there. What would y'all, if y'all had to go salary, and I was to pay y'all salary to do over the road, and you're averaging 3,000 miles a week, what would you like to bring home, or what would you like to make at the end of the week? Like I said, to me, I don't think salary at any amount is good, because I could offer a salary right now, $1,200-$1,300 solid, you know. But at the same time, to me, either that's going to put a strain on me as a business owner, or that's going to put limitations on the driver. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? What would y'all do? What would be a good salary amount? What would where you would prefer to either pay or get paid percentage, besides being an owner-operator? In fact, you know, let's even open up the debate as far as cents per mile. What would y'all would like? Coming here, got a few years experience. What would you guys like to be paid cents per mile? You know, what would you guys like to be paid as far as, if you guys are a team, what would y'all want to get paid collectively as a team operation per mile? You know, these are good questions. So for you, it would be 55 cents. So Tracy said that she wants 55 cents per mile. And is that as a solo driver, or is that as a, like anything else? Like this is a solo driver all the way around. Um, what if you was a team driver? What would you want to be paid per mile? Anybody else? I only got a few people. What about you, Skinny Wild, Nomad Trucker? What would, if you guys were to be paid per mile? What would y'all want to be paid per mile? You know, I'm asking these questions because these are good questions, and I'm asking these questions because I want to talk about it. Like that's what it is. You know, so you said 55 as a solo driver. Now, would you start at a company at 52 cents a mile as a solo driver? Got David Miller in the building. I don't know. Still got 5 people watching. So you would start out at 52 cents a mile. All right, after your 90-day mark, at least over here. I don't know about anywhere else. I'm talking about over here where I'm at, A&S Freight Express, driving for me. You would start out at 52. At your 90-day mark, you'd be at 54 cents a mile. Now, but I do the pay structure a little bit different. Now, I won't pay per mile, so I do pay my driver per mile, but also at the same time, I put more incentives in. I add bonuses into certain loads, you know, so that way he can go from, even though he'll have a base rate of 52 cents a mile as it is right now, but if I could get him up over 60, 70 cents a mile, whether he drove 500 miles or whether he drives 3,000 miles. If I could get his base rate over, that doesn't take away from his sign-on bonus, you know, or anything like that, or any other bonuses or incentives that I offer, just because I want to pay him more. I just want to do more for the drivers. You know, that is my goal. That's what I do over here. So at the bare minimum, you're making 52 cents a mile as a solo driver. But once you get your settlement, or once you get your paycheck, you're honestly getting way more than that, because per load that I put you on is going to be basically a bonus added into it. So I'll say it like this: if at 3,000 miles right now, 52 cents a mile, if you're still watching, you're getting paid basically $1,560. Whether you're on W-2, 1099, that's what you're making, that's what you're grossing. Okay? Now, imagine if you can only drive 1,000 miles and still make $1,560. And sure, I am coming home. I'm just going to spend about another 5 more minutes and then I'm cutting out. So that's basically it. So imagine if you could drive 1,000 miles and still come home with over $1,500 in your pocket. Because at least at the rate where I'm at, okay? Now I don't know if I'm going to promise this after I have 100 trucks, you know, but as of right now, being small and then where I could be intricate, or I could pay attention to every little moving part, being small, my goal, why not pay you guys more than that? Because it's not about how many miles that I can push the truck. It's all about how I operate the truck. And if I could operate the truck at doing basically 6K and you guys only drive 1,500 miles, for me as a business, that's a win-win. And I understand as a driver, because again, like, I'm still in the truck. I understand as a driver for the most part. Being an owner operator and being company is 2 different levels, and I ain't been a company driver in so long, but I do understand what it is about chasing miles. If you guys were to drive for me chasing a mile, and you guys only drove 1,500 miles. You know what I'm saying? This is where transparency comes in. And you're only making 50 on 1,500. I might as well pay y'all that more. I might as well put bonuses on there, because if I can operate the truck doing basically 6K on 1,500 miles, I'm not spending as much in fuel that I would on 3,000 miles. Why not give that money back to you guys and still be able to have a decent profit to grow my business? That's the fundamentals that I'm basically working on now, because it's not about how hard I run the truck, it's all about how I operate the truck. I'm really paying attention to the bottom line and putting the driver first at the same time. Again, 1,665 miles, my driver walked away with $1,100 in his pocket. When is the last time you heard of a company driver driving that many miles and still bringing home that, being paid per mile? So that's a good question. So anyway, that's how I do it over here at A&S Freight Express. That's how I do it on my end. And like I said, put it out there, let people know. As far as like team goes, I'm telling you, the weekly average is 4K a week, 3,900 a week, 4K a week, split down the middle. Whether you drive 6,000 miles, 6,500 miles, 4,000 miles, because it's about how I operate the truck on top of it. So you got a base rate, but I put in a lot of different bonuses, because if I'm going to get paid, y'all going to get paid too. So that's basically what it is. And at 90 days, or after your 90 days, it's a 2-cent increase for all drivers. And then not just that, I got the best, let me say that again, I got the best Christmas bonus in the game right now. $1,000 for every driver across the board, whether they're team drivers. Every driver gets $1,000 for Christmas. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, but that's how I do it over here. So most of us don't think that salary is a good thing at all. So, and I agree with that. So maybe giving drivers an annual salary in your business probably you shouldn't do that. Okay, also at the same time, paying percentage depends on what type of business you're in, or what you're doing, and or what type of drivers you're hiring for. Oil fields is a great example of hiring drivers and paying a percentage. Also, if you're local or doing flatbedding, that's also another good time too. But you got to look at how you're paying percentage. Tracy says, can I ask you a question? Is Blackhawk Transportation a good place to work for a Holland parts pods? Blackhawk Transportation, I never heard of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's going on, Chucky Gill? I've never heard of Blackhawk Transportation, but I can look it up. I can do the numbers. I can basically look at them and give you my opinion on another video. You know, that is a good question, but I'm not in the game of carrier bashing. I don't want to bash carriers. I don't want to bash other drivers or anything like that. But I do want to say, like, I don't know. I've never personally worked for them. I've never heard of them. So I can't really give you an answer right now. All right, so I definitely will. Chucky Gill's in the building. In case y'all don't know, and I'm gonna make this quick. Chucky Gill lost a bet to me on Trucker with Bars Challenge. He made a bet to me that I couldn't get 25 likes in a live stream such as this one, and he lost. So with that being said, the bet is if I got 25 likes, that he will take one of his trucks and lease onto a carrier. Well, Trucker Gill has done that. And Trucker Gill has also shared with me his numbers for the first couple of weeks. So, be on the lookout. I'm gonna have some more videos coming soon, because what Trucker Gill is doing, he's going to give me his numbers. He's also going to be on the phone with me, and we're also going to try to link up, and we're going to be showing you guys how to build your own fleet from start to finish. Now, when I from start to finish, giving you the numbers. Now, I do flatbed and dry box. He does solely reefer, and I'm telling you right now, even with his doing reefers, he's one truck, amazing. So, I got another question. Nomad said, "Are you thinking about setting up your authority?" Uh, Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about setting up my authority, but I'm trying to get some things in place before. I think before I go set up my own authority, what I want to do is, like, I already got one solo driver. I want to be able to get a team driver operation into my next truck, okay, that I'm willing to go out and go get right now. If anyone's who's interested in driving teams. So once I do that, I'm throwing them on a Conestoga. So they gotta have flatbed experience. At least one of the two drivers gotta have flatbed experience. And then basically after that, I am just going to keep running. I'm gonna stay solid for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna purchase some more trucks. I'm gonna purchase at least 3 other trucks right after that. Then that's going to be bought straight out. I'm going to have them basically looked over by mechanics that I got here in my local town, and I'm going to put a couple drivers in there. But before I put the couple drivers in the 3 trucks, I'm just going to go ahead and go out. I'm going to go get my own authority. I'm going to go ahead and give me some trailers and stuff like that. I am going to run underneath my own authority by myself for that first year. And there's a reason why, because most places are not going to mess with me for that first year underneath my own authority. So I do plan on getting it. If everything goes the way I wanted to go, by the top of the year I would be applying for it and going for the authority and doing that thing, so that way I can work all next year, and then come June 1st 2020, hey, I'm bringing everything over to A&S Freight Express. No more lease with a carrier, no more people in my pocket except for brokers, and even then I ain't going to deal with brokers. So as much I'm just going to have my solid customer base, and me and Trucker Gil, we're also going to be negotiating business together, so after that first year. So that's what I'm working on right now. So it's a lot of progress. So that's my goal. So once I get the team drivers, the next move is basically just to grow. You understand what I'm saying? I'm working on buyers too, but you know, they're kind of not as easy as to get a hold of as direct customers. So, but other than that, Trucker Gill said, and this is, and I vouched these numbers, I seen it on the settlement and stuff like that, which I will be putting in the video. He said that he brought home $6K after 2,200 miles, reefer. Brought home $8K after 3,000 miles, reefer. Now, this is what he brought home. This is after his expenses. Those numbers are 10 times better than mine right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Those are better than what I'm bringing out. You know what I'm saying? Those bring homes is basically what my average gross is. But there's a difference to why he's doing that versus why I'm at where I'm at. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty, and we're going to talk about different things. You understand what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, be on the lookout for future videos with me and him, and you know, motivating you guys to basically do your thing, get bigger, get better. You know what I'm saying? So Blackhawk Transportation, that's on my list of things to do. For Nightcrawler, I still gotta go check on one of his things that I've got to do. So this week should be a pretty fair, easy week. Everything should be simmering back down. I had a busy few weeks between my personal life, business life, all of it, everything going off. So now everything should kind of tone back down and mellow out, where I can put more energy in other places and still do my thing, because it has been crazy on my end. So other than that, everybody, look, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. I also put it out there, if you guys know anybody who's looking for, you know, drivers, or if you guys know anyone who's looking to change their jobs. So So I asked you, I guess you take home 250 can happen as a solo. What do you mean? So I asked you, I guess you take home 250 can happen as a solo. I like 250K. Yeah, yeah, 250K profit a year. I get what you're saying now. 250K is definitely achievable. And believe it or not, I don't care what anyone tells you, it's a lot easier than you think. If you just take three. Oh shit. Alright, my bad about that, everybody. I don't know if you guys can still see me or not. I got a text. Anyway, you can bring home 250 profits each year, and it's honestly easier than what a lot of people put it out there to be. All right, if you just take $3,000 a week net and you multiply that by 52, that's pretty good money. But if you're doing more than that, okay, it also depends on what you guys got set up at the companies that y'all work for. It also depends on what's in your pocket. Look at this guy. Gil said 6K on 2,200 miles bring home. Take 6K on the average. Not saying that's what he averages, but take that 6K, 8K. Look at that. Like, that is not bad. It all depends on how you got your stuff set up. It's not as hard as a lot of people put it out there to be. So, is it possible? Yes. And I'm not talking gross. I'm talking profit. I'm talking revenue. I'm talking profit. I'm talking revenue. You understand what I'm saying? So I say it again. Profit and revenue, $250,000. Can you do it on a flatbed? Yes. Can you do it in a dry van? And yes. Can you do it in a reefer? Oh, fuck yes. You can do it in all these different various trailer types. So for people to steer you around and act like that ain't what it is, and you can't do that, then maybe y'all should not listen to those people. I'm just being honest with you. Because if they think that all you can do as a solo driver, solo owner operator is gross 250 and maybe bring home 125, 150 in those margins, either they're still stuck at a mega carrier, or they don't know what they're doing, or they're just limited, like the drivers that they're trying to limit. So as far as that goes, it all depends on what you do and how you do it. So it's your situation. Again, I'm giving you guys numbers based off of my situation. What I'm telling you guys is what I'm literally doing. So there's no in between with it. Again, I wish that I had somebody in the beginning to tell me some of the stuff that I'm telling you guys. And I'm just thankful that right now I got Trucker Gil to tell me how to do the same thing. Because of, like I said, because of Trucker Gil and some of the stuff that he told me, I went from just only being worth $250,000 to now looking at doing 1.5 mil between everything, between both my businesses, between everything. 1.5 mil profitability by the end of this year, as long as everything goes the way I want. And that's a projection, so I'm not putting it out there that I hit that number, but that is what I'm looking at right now. So, and I'm gonna talk about projections and profitability in the next video that I'm dropping actually on Monday. So again, you can do, it's business. If you start thinking like you can only do this in business, then that's all you can do. But if you think that you can do any and everything in business, then you're going to do any and everything in business. The question is why limit yourself when you don't have to? Why work extra hard when you don't have to? Just like I said, I had a driver drive 1,665 miles at 52 cents a mile. I was supposed to pay him like $969, $970, and he walked away with $1,100 paycheck. That's a 67 cents a week or a mile this week, and over half of the miles were empty miles that I didn't get paid Not one single penny on it. 754 miles, walk away with $500. You know what I'm saying? Didn't make no money on it. So again, look at the difference between one person's business and another person's business. You know, the beginning is crucial, so you want to make sure every step that you take is right and not limit yourself. So that is what it is. So if my driver was able to gross 7K, now this is real numbers. This week right now, my driver is looking at grossing 6K even right now, and he's probably only driven like maybe 1,500 miles, give or take 1,600 miles. Wait till I should break down that paycheck. It's not that bad. He's still gonna walk away home happy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm about to get off here. I'm about to run on home. I'm about to take all my trash out, then run on home, and then go chill with my wife, edit some more pictures, and then I'll probably be back. Yeah, it's for a damn driving. Yeah, it's slowed the hell down, but it's also how you operate the truck too. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's also how you operate your truck. So if I don't have to push that driver to drive his ass off and just go crazy on me, and I can still pay him good, why not? So that's the whole thing. But anyway, I'm about to get up off of here. Tracy, you say you need that job. Hey man, my email is exactly this: asfx15@gmail.com. Hey, look, if you have someone that you can go team with and y'all want to go team, hey, come on, let me know. Send me an email. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Mr. Gill? What you need? Alright, Trucker Gill said, what do I think about 6K for 1,485 miles? Now that's a run, right? That's before or after, or is that what you did in a week? Because if you made that in a week off of 485 miles, kudos. I still say I did better because I did 6350 on 1,515 miles. But it's not bad. But if that's on a single run, you know, it takes you 2 days, that's phenomenal. That's great numbers right there. So, you know, and it's numbers like that that makes a $250,000 profit right there, you know, at the end of the year or better. So it's numbers like that that does that. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. But that's what I think about it. That's what it is. And believe it or not, y'all can run the numbers yourself and y'all see that it's also facts. So again, I don't care if you guys heard it over there. I hope the hell y'all did not hear from them over there. Because over here, I'm only going to give y'all mother trucker truth. Nothing more, nothing less. asfx15@gmail.com. Like I said, y'all could have been rocking with the rest, but over here, y'all rocking with the best. But I got to catch you guys on the other side. Peace.